Alright, there was a lot of excitement yesterday because of the ranked update. I haven't played a single game of ranked yet. And of course, as always, whenever there's an update, there's loads of footage that I've still got to get through before we start working on anything else. And this is one of those runs. It's 5 Beetles in pack 2, Puppy Pack. This was recorded quite a while ago and I just kind of spaced it out. I didn't want to have too many 5 of a kinds in Puppy Pack all in a row. And there'll also be a lot of bonus clips at the end, both stuff from myself but also from the Discord. And yeah, the update, as far as I'm aware, didn't change anything in terms of pet balance, so it won't make any difference, you know, that the game has been updated. It's all just cosmetic. The only change that I think has any kind of actual consequence in the battles is the fact that you can't chili dodge at the start of a turn anymore. So previously what would happen is if you had a 4 squad, you could leave a gap in slot 2, and that would mean that if they had chili at the front, the chili would miss the second unit at the very beginning. Now that is gone. At the start of turn, if you leave a gap, all the pets are going to shuffle up before start of battle abilities goes off. So that's just something to be aware of. You don't have to actually bother chili dodging anymore at the start of turn, which I don't think it was really that big a deal. I'm not sure why it was changed, but I guess it's one of those things that if you're a long-term player, you already knew about it. And if you're a new player, you maybe would have reported it as a bug. So yeah, I guess that will apply in Puppy Pack, since we've got tar, so you can pill a tar and get chili on the front unit if you want to. But for the most part, it's not going to make too much difference. So I had Beetle on the list of tier 1s that I thought I would be able to get a 5 of for quite a while. It's obviously got a terrible starting stat line, and the ability is kind of dubious if you're just using it by itself. Obviously there are some synergies with it, but by itself it's not going to do a whole lot with the honey or the garlic. And a lot of the time in these kind of 5s, I don't really want to be spending gold on leveling up the units. We're just going for as much scaling as possible. So I've got the double tropical fish, and I think I'm going to combine them and then buy sell the 2 beavers and hope that they hit the beetles as much as possible. So we did manage to avoid hitting the tropical fish at least once there. I'm not sure why I bought sold the duck. I think that was maybe just because I thought I still had the shrimp. But yeah, we can see here, turn 6, we're activating the honey, and it just gets stolen by the raccoon. I think the honey ability is fine early on, but it rapidly becomes very, very poor the further you go. And obviously, if the opponent does have chili, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare if you're spawning bees. So I'm going to take... yeah, here I'm not sure if I should have... I think I probably should have taken the Mosasaurus there. And then that would have meant next turn I would get the +6/6. So I'm not sure why I did that. I guess I just wanted to get the flashlight activated as soon as possible. And of course, as soon as I disparage the bee, it ends up killing 2 pets on the opposing team here. However, we're going to lose because of the garlic anyway. And Beetle is kind of similar to Toucan. I'll put a link to the Toucan 5 below, but I really wanted to try and involve axolotl, because Beetle is one of those pets that I think is obviously designed to work with axolotl, but you really don't want to be keeping the beetle long enough where that's actually going to matter. You can see the opposing team has axolotl, and I can't remember if I get it in this run or not, but it was what I had in mind. However, I think it was pretty unrealistic to expect me to be able to win with the beetles when I'm relying on axolotl scaling. Of course, another problem with Beetle compared to some of the other tier 1s is that even if you scale it up, you can't buy equipment directly onto it. So if I bought Lemon, say, onto the Beetle, it's just going to replace it with whichever perk for its ability. So you can see there, actually the honey did work in the sense that it replaced the weakness from the bat. But yeah, we can't buy a perk onto the Beetle in the shop. Now we can use the toy perks, however. And here we get the chameleon, so obviously have to pill it. You're going to need to extract as much possible value from every toy, especially if you're not playing Flying Squirrel. And here I think I probably should have just bought the lasagna there instead of using the goldfish for a turn. Not sure that was the greatest play. Here's another person who's kept to tier 1 all the way. And it was Gecko, which is definitely a lot better than Beetle. And we end up losing, so we're down to lethal. But, I mean, that's just par for the course when you're going for these types of 5s, I think. So we'll take the Puma to double the effect of the flashlight. And then I'm looking for a chameleon again. And we can actually use pancakes, I think. Well, I guess we'll find out in the next turn. But I think pancakes will go off before start of battle. So that should mean that it will work, and then the Beetle will replace it afterwards. So you can see there, the pancakes went off, and then the Beetle replaced it with the honey. Another axolotl team, but thankfully they hadn't scaled up enough. So we get the double flashlight onto the front Beetle, and Puma plus flashlight is just so strong, even without the chameleon pill. We do get axolotl here, so I think, yeah, am I going to get it for one turn? Yes, we're going to go for axolotl for one turn. The question is, will the axolotl survive to actually buff each of the beetles in the next turn? And I'm going to freeze the angler. I think here I'm obviously not playing against all packs, so we do actually end up getting the axolotl scaling, which is kind of funny. But I mean, it's so weak compared to the toys. Of course, if you were relying on axolotl, you would have hoped to have found it much earlier than this and leveled it up as well. But I didn't in this situation. So here I think, yeah, there's just no point in taking 2 axolotls. You should just take 2 pumas. If you compare the amount of buffs that we're going to get as a result, it's just not even close. So I'll take the level 2 Beetle as well, because obviously I'd rather have the meat bone than the honey. Although on 7 wins it is a little bit risky there, using up one of the beetles in order to level up, when I may end up not being able to find the last beetle in the first place. But we end up winning here, and we are going to get the triple boss from the flashlight now. So that the front beetle now becomes the biggest unit by quite a bit. And I'm going to take palm tree. So this is one of the ways you can circumvent the fact that the beetle ability is going to replace the perk. So here we're going to get the benefit of the pancakes, but then we're going to apply the coconut on the top. And here you see me buying lionfish, just throwing it in the back there just in case it might eke out a draw. And bizarrely, we actually get matched with an opposing level 3 beetle. That was kind of surprising. And you can see here just how good a level 2 stonefish can be, where it breaks the coconut and then completely wipes a unit that has almost double the health. But thankfully the rest of their team just wasn't good enough to back it up. But luckily on 9 I roll once and get the beetle as well. I should actually buy sell mongoose there, because I can refresh the coconut in case it's a draw. But I was a bit too eager and I just went for beetle plus pancakes. And although our team looks pretty horrendous, the fact that we've got the coconut means we're going to trade with the first 2 units, and then the second large beetle is going to be able to clear out the rest of their team. The skewer was actually wasted there on the double B, which was kind of funny. So now we've got a whole load of bonus clips. Here is another really old one from, I don't know, a couple of months now. I just never got around to uploading it. And the 5 lemur team. I think I maybe posted a screenshot of this in the Discord and then just never uploaded the video. That happens from time to time. So yeah, you can see here I'm thinking about it, but at least here when I buy the lemur, I'm going to be able to activate the garlic so that we've got some kind of in-battle equipment. And I'm going to put something to the front that could actually benefit from said garlic. Maybe freeze the, yeah, we'll freeze the steak and the pancakes. Okay, I don't like the look of the steak for some reason. and it's a 4 squad. So actually not having equipment didn't really matter too much, and the garlic neatly replaces one of the weaknesses from the bat. So there's another one. Other people have also posted 5 lemurs in the Discord. Here's actually a couple of clips from yesterday. Now, for me, I'm not going to count these for the website. I will put them on there, but they'll have this sort of red highlight to indicate that they're a bit sketchy. And that's because generally on day 1, or at least the first couple of days of a new update, it's pretty trivial to get a lot of these wins because the pool of teams has been emptied. And it takes a while for the kind of average quality of teams to get back up to something sensible, because a lot of people who started playing straight away would have been facing ghosts. So yeah, here we've got the 5 piranhas, and yeah, the opposing team on turn 18 is very poor compared to what you would normally see, I think. Kind of lucky to, I was playing against all packs here, and I was kind of lucky to get matched with another star pack team. But you can see I also still had 2 hearts, so probably a bit too easy there, but it's kind of fun to see the 5 piranhas anyway. Now you can see the cosmetic changes to the end screen. And then just to test that theory a little bit further, I went into Golden Pack and tried the 5 dart frogs. I've had a few attempts at this in the past. It's very, very difficult. But this one was the first attempt, and it gives me an opponent who has a front pteranodon. And actually you can see why the matchmaking is not working properly, or at least, you know, the pool hasn't been populated, because my opponent here has 4 hearts and I only have 2. And normally that just wouldn't happen. So yeah, I think they've changed the trumpet effect there as well. It's a little bit different cosmetically. So again, that one doesn't count in my opinion, but here are a whole load from Wombat in the Discord, although it does have the different name in game. So that's Vulture. I think most of these are customs, but some of them may be from weeklies. So anyone who's submitted these can clarify in the comments if it was a different pack. I think this one is the black and white weekly, because I mean you can just tell from the opposing team composition. And what else have we got? The 5 Sabertooth. I think this is customs as well. Sabertooth, just very, very good unit. And I think in the Discord, the idea behind this was that it was going to be a solo Sabertooth, but it ended up turning into a 5 Sabertooth instead. And then 5 Skunks, also customs, I think. And this one is a weekly, so I think this is the random weekly from a couple of weeks ago. And then here's one from Sprite, and I'm not sure if this one will end up on Sprite's channel or not. I'll link to that in the description. But this is 5 raccoons, but also with the added bonus of not having any equipment on the team at all. And then XRB again in pack 2 with the 5 beaver team. Kind of surprising that that won there. And then I'm not sure how to pronounce this person's username, but we've got a 5 starfish in one of the weekly packs recently. And when I add these to the website, they'll all have the correct weekly listed. And then again, we've got some screenshots from Toast. The videos are in the Discord. They're just too choppy for me to include here, but we've got 5 lemurs in pack 2, and then 5 bears in customs. And I think the last one is 5 chinchillas. Now, the funny thing about this one is you'll notice it says turn 168. And I think that's because it was a badger draw team that was just going on forever and then eventually converted into a 5 of a kind.